What's up everybody, this is BR, and in this video I'm going to be covering a lot of things that have to do with the GTA 6 leaks that happened earlier this week. And I'm going to answer a lot of the questions that many of the community might be having regarding these leaks. I'm going to try to explain them as much as possible without using actual footage, since I don't know how that's going to fare on YouTube. I'm assuming that Take-Two Interactive is going to try to do their best to try to suppress as much of the footage as possible from the internet, as it's technically still an ongoing conundrum for them. And I really don't want to deal with a copyright strike on my channel, so I'm just going to try to explain it as best as possible. Anyways, let's get into it. First off's first, are the leaks actually real? The answer is yes. The incident is not only substantiated by the fact that Rockstar and Take-Two are doing takedowns of any kind of footage that are revealed on the internet, we also have Jason Schreier, a Bloomberg reporter, who has claimed that the Rockstar sources have validated the leaks as real. Not only that, but if you also take a look at the leaks themselves, you'll notice that there's a lot of debugging graphics in the game, from things like AI having to do with the NPCs, as well as a lot of placeholder text for subtitles. And most importantly, in some of these leaks, it reveals that the game also has debugging for hardware performance, which is actually pretty important when you're debugging a game in its early states. Optimization is very important, especially when you're introducing brand new elements into a game. You want to make sure that whatever you're including isn't too expensive to the performance of the game overall, which just adds to the validity of the leaks. The next question you might have is, how did it leak in the first place? Well, this wasn't any kind of accident. This was a targeted attack by hackers. Now, I'm not entirely sure if this is true, but from what I've heard and read, these hacks occurred because of some social engineering having to do with Slack. Slack is pretty much just communication software, the same as Discord, but for the office. And somehow they got access to the Rockstar Slack, allowing them to leak all the footage there. Now, I'm definitely sure that that wasn't the deepest it ever got. I'm sure somehow this led to a much greater penetration into Rockstar security systems, which also allegedly allowed them to get the GTA 5 and 6 source code, as well as some other leaked development builds of other games. Allegedly, of course, it's still a developing story. So what does this mean for the development of GTA 6? Well, in the grand scheme of things, nothing really. Well, I shouldn't say nothing. There is going to be quite a change, and I will get to those later, but for now just know that GTA 6 is still going to continue development as is. But before we talk a lot about the nuances, let's take a look at some of the other things that are more concerning. Is it really that big of a deal that GTA 6 looks a lot like GTA 5? Personally, in my opinion, no, it doesn't. It's really not surprising to see GTA 6 looking a lot like GTA 5, especially this early in development. Sure, GTA 5 may have been released back in 2013, but it's honestly a no-brainer to work on what you already have developed. Besides, at this early stage of development, they're probably prototyping a lot of new concepts and game mechanics. So working with existing stuff might be a lot more favorable than waiting for new assets to be created. So you really shouldn't be worried that the leaked footage looks a lot like GTA 5. It's still very early in development, and the game really doesn't have a set date. Some sources are saying 2025, but nobody's really sure. Point is that a lot of it is still too early to tell. So will this event delay GTA 6? Oh yeah, most likely. Will it delay the game by a lot? Well, that really depends on your definition of a lot. I mean, just like I said earlier, there hasn't been a set date for GTA 6, so to say that the game is going to be delayed because of this event is pretty inaccurate. What I will say is that Rockstar and Take-Two Interactive are most likely, or if not most definitely, going to be taking a huge look into this situation. They're going to investigate to see which vulnerabilities Rockstar and Take-Two have, so that way that something like this doesn't happen again. And if it means a huge restructuring for both companies, then it could mean a significant delay of when GTA 6 will be released compared to last time. The fact that this happened so early in development could be a saving grace actually. Since almost everything is subject to change, it's probably not as worrying, though they will try to make sure that this doesn't happen again. And that's really going to be the culprit of what's going to delay the game from its original estimated time of delivery. And the reason why I believe that it's not going to be a huge delay is because Rockstar and Take-Two aren't Valve. Valve, in comparison, can afford to make a game, have it leak, and then start over from the beginning. And that's because Valve doesn't have to listen to any shareholders. Rockstar and Take-Two do. And in an effort to save their investments, shareholders are really going to want to hear something good out of Take-Two and Rockstar. Most certainly, they're going to want to hear that the game is still shipping as planned, and that the leaks really weren't that bad of an issue. But I'm also sure that Take-Two would want to tell their shareholders that, yeah, they're taking some time to look into the issue, and making sure that it doesn't happen again. Oh, and what does this have to do with GTA 5, if anything at all? Well, this leak could mean that GTA 5 is now pretty much compromised. It could mean now that GTA 5, especially online, is going to be heavily, and I mean heavily, a security risk. I mean, more than it is before. And only time will tell. But this could mean the end of GTA Online, because if Rockstar isn't willing to give GTA Online the basic amount of security, I can almost guarantee that they're not gonna give a crap about this either. I just want to cover some speculative stuff that has been confirmed by the leaks. Yes, the next GTA is going to be based on Vice City, and apparently also taking huge inspiration from Bonnie and Clyde. Are there any huge innovations to speak of from the leaks? And to be honest, I couldn't find any information on that. And while I could scour a lot of the information that's being spread around the internet, I really don't want to risk my own security by searching for that information across the web, and I definitely recommend that you don't either. While it is enticing, this is definitely the perfect opportune time for some malicious actors to take advantage of people looking for this information. So please, don't click on any suspicious links. If you somehow find a download link to the footage or the source code of GTA 5 or GTA 6 on the first result of Google, I can 100% guarantee you that it's not real. All of the actual legitimate results of this information is being scrubbed by Take-Two as we speak. So a link claiming that they have the leaked footage of GTA 6 or the source code that hasn't already been taken down by Take-Two through DMCA is probably a malicious honeypot, and you'll probably get a virus out of it. And besides, even if you could get your hand on a developmental build of the game, it would probably be a huge buggy mess and you probably wouldn't even be able to run it on your machine anyway, not without some proper refactoring of the code base. So in summary, man, this is actually a pretty wild thing. I think this is the first time I've actually ever been astounded by an actual leak, especially from a company like Take-Two and Rockstar, who are pretty close-knitted. Not to mention that this wasn't just a blurry photo of a TV screen or anything. This is actual HD 4K footage. And it's pretty exciting because you get to see a side of GTA that nobody else has seen before. Anyway, stay safe out there, don't click on any suspicious links, and of course, I want to hear from you. What's your opinion on this whole leak? How does GTA 6 look so far to you? Have you seen that leaked footage? Make sure to leave your opinion down in the comment section below. If you found this video interesting, like it if you like it, dislike it if you disliked it. And if you'd like to see more content just like this, make sure to subscribe. And if you'd like to support me, I do have my Patreon in the description. Thank you so much to my fellow Patreons, and I will talk to you later.